Here's a quick video of the turbo, the spare turbo that comes with the car. I'm guessing this is the original turbo that was on the car. The previous owner actually found an OEM replacement at a local diesel parts supplier in Boise, and they just happened to have the correct turbo in stock. So he went ahead and put that on it and took this off, is what I'm guessing. He also parted out at least one whole car. So I mean, this could have been off of a parts car. We'd have to check all the numbers, figure that out. But I just wanted to show that the turbo is actually in good shape. It spins nice and smooth. There's no shaft play forward or back or side to side. So I mean, this is definitely a good turbo. It might need new seals, but beyond that, I'd say this thing's in really good shape. So that's a nice bonus to have. Keep the car going. Let me spin it around here so you can see the exhaust side looks good. I don't see any cracks or damage to the flanges. A little corrosion on the turbine, but not too bad. Since that's the exhaust side, that's kind of to be expected. It looks like he put a plug in the oil line. Keep it clean in there. Better lighting in there so you can get a better look at the turbine. I mean, it looks really good to me. We also have, if you look on our Google Drive, there's additional photos of all the spare parts. We've got at least one spare wastegate that looks to be in good shape, plus this one. So there's that. I also wanted to note, I've got the video going here. There's the original transmission. The previous owner claimed that it was leaking out the front on the input shaft seal. And since he had a spare transmission that was out of the parts car he ripped apart, he went ahead and resealed that one and put it in the car and just kept this one. So it just needs a new seal, possibly additional seals. I don't know. But he claimed that it worked really well. Also, there's 2 boxes of oil filters, plus there's 5 filters there, and then another 3 or 4 filters there. So it comes with enough oil filters to do 11 or 12 years worth of oil changes, depending on how frequently you change your oil and oil filter. But that's nice to have since they are harder to find. Also, there's the rear I forgot what they're called. Louvers, slotted louvers. Sorry. It's all there. The middle bows are in one of the other boxes of parts. We had lots of extra stuff from the parts car he took apart. As you can see, a big mountain of parts here. Lots of new spares, lots of seals, replacement seals in case he wouldn't be able to get them in the future. The injectors he took out of the parts car. There's an extra intercooler back there. There's an extra oil cooler in one of these boxes. An extra steering rack. Multiple intake manifolds off of parts cars. I'm trying to think what else there's here. There's another 2 boxes out in the front of the building here. Let me pause the video and I'll go up there and show you those real quick. Okay, here are the other, I guess there's actually 3 boxes here. But there's some extra body panels that he had painted. At the same time, he had the rest of the car repainted. I don't know the full story there, but you can tell that they're matched to the original color. A spare steering wheel in maroon. There's a master cylinder or slave cylinder or something like that in that box. Valve cover there off the parts car. Extra set of rear hatch struts. There's the slats for the supports for the louvers. An extra stereo head unit. Some random valve train parts from the parts car. An additional head there that looks to be in really good shape. We don't really know the story on that as to whether I assume it was just out of the parts car. He said he found a red Conquest TSI got wrecked just down the road from where he lived and ended up at his local pick and pull. So he went and took a bunch of stuff off of it. Some extra gaskets or seals. I'm not exactly sure what those are for, but they're brand new. He got those in 2018. an extra. You can see there's the exhaust manifold. He claimed it wasn't cracked. It looks to be in really good shape. There's the extra wastegate. There's metal gaskets for the exhaust, or maybe intake. I don't know. I'd have to look at that closer. But I mean, you can see this head's in really good shape, so that's a huge bonus since these tend to crack exhaust manifolds and warp heads. So having a spare is a huge bonus. You can see there's another angle of some of the spares there in those boxes. And then there's a box underneath this box that's got timing chain and timing gear and all the stuff for the putting the head back on, or putting the head on something. Let me pause it again, and I'll go show something in the car that I think we mentioned, but I want to make sure we did, that goes along with the head. So something the owner showed us that he had done to the head that he was like, he was very concerned about, like warping and stuff. So, which is a problem with these. So he had the bolts. I don't know if we can really see them very well here, but he had the bolts on the exhaust manifold flange drilled out and new heavy duty, like ARP or something, exhaust studs put into the head, and then the holes drilled out on the flange or in the manifold so that he could run heavier duty bolts in there. And I think he just did it just on the exhaust side, which would be the side you'd need it on. But he was very concerned about warping and cracking the manifold or damaging the head, so he had that done. And I mean, that's a huge upgrade that really does help with keeping the head or keeping the manifold from warping and cracking. So that's already done. And take a closer look too at the brand new turbo. I don't actually know what year he got this turbo, but it sounds like it was super recent, like within the last year or two. And it was like an OEM sitting on a shelf, had been forgotten at a diesel mechanic shop. So he put that on, and it seems to work well. That's the main thing I want to show you, just as a add-on there.